What happens when the voice calling for black liberation is the one in question? Today, we ask a bold and controversial question. Is Dr. Umar Johnson a fraud? He says the banks froze his accounts. He says his school was vandalized. He says your donations are being used to build the dream. But is any of that true, or are we watching the rise of another charismatic figure collapsing under the weight of his own contradictions? Let's investigate. This is the full story behind the FDMG Academy delays, the alleged hacking, and whether Dr. Umar Johnson is scamming the very people he claims to uplift. Dr. Umar Rashad Ibn Abdullah Johnson, born Jermaine Shoemake in Philadelphia, is a psychologist, author, and self-proclaimed Pan-Africanist. To many, he is a firebrand hero in the fight against systemic racism in education. To others, he is an opportunist cloaked in Afrocentric language. He rose to fame with powerful speeches, appearances on platforms like The Breakfast Club, and viral moments where he passionately attacked the misdiagnosis of black boys with ADHD. But for over a decade, one promise has defined his image: the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, a Pan-African boarding school for black boys. In 2014, Umar launched a campaign to raise funds for the school. The vision? A safe, culturally empowering space that would train young black boys to be leaders. He eventually purchased a campus in Wilmington, Delaware, a former charter school, and declared victory. The buildings were his, but nearly 10 years later, the school still hasn't opened. Missed deadlines, no licensed educators, no operational classes, just video tours and Instagram lives. In June 2025, Dr. Umar claimed his school was the victim of a vicious attack. He said over 5,000 books and cultural items were destroyed inside the FDMG building. But here's the catch. No police report was filed. No news coverage confirmed the break-in. No photos were shared. The only source, Dr. Umar himself. Just weeks later, the story escalated. He announced that both his personal and FDMG bank accounts had been frozen by the bank due to suspected fraud or hacking. He said he hadn't been notified for 2 weeks, that the bank gave him the runaround, that his money was locked up. And then he did what many saw as the final red flag. He asked for direct donations via PayPal, Apple Pay, for himself and his mother. The backlash was swift. Online critics questioned the inconsistencies. How could a psychologist with years of donations have no backup account? Why wasn't there any documentation? Why did his story change from "my account doesn't exist" to "my account is frozen"? Even longtime supporters began asking questions. Was this poor financial planning or something darker? We decided to dig deeper. We searched Delaware's Court Connect for any civil or criminal filings, the federal PACER system for lawsuits, public records of complaints, fraud reports, or disputes. Nothing. No lawsuit, no legal filing, no banking complaint, just social media claims, amplified by niche outlets and gossip blogs. This isn't the first time Dr. Umar has made big claims without receipts. In 2017, he faced a professional complaint about misrepresenting his psychologist's credentials. He has repeatedly failed to provide audited financials for the FDMG Academy. He promised school openings in 2019, 2021, 2023, and 2024. Each time the goalposts moved. Want to fact check this for yourself? Go to https://courtconnect.courts. Delaware, gov and search by name Umar Johnson or Jermaine Shoemake, or register at https://pacer.uscourts.gov for U.S. federal court cases. No filing, no freeze, no fraud claim, no defense. Is Dr. Umar Johnson a scammer? We can't say for sure, but what we can say is this. There is no proof of a bank freeze. There is no police report of vandalism. There is no operational school after a decade of promises. Just a camera, a cash app, and a community that deserves better. What do you believe? Is he under attack, or are we witnessing one of the most elaborate trust betrayals in recent Black activism? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's been watching Umar Johnson for years. And remember, the truth doesn't hide from investigation.